Hey Rose, oh yeah, I'm finna pop. Yeah, baby, hit the spot like summer and some Dippin' Dots. Jackpot sound coming at you through a different slot. You can try your luck, but end up missing from a liver shot. Ooh yeah, oh baby, it's my season. Straight up out the water, I'm so well, I'm artesian. Girl in my DM. Every time suspicion hit you, ask about this, she gon' swear that God, she got amnesia. Even if she taken, I might still come for her like my name was Liam Neeson.
All right, hey everybody. Well, take 3. Hey everybody, welcome back to FnA Van Life. Today we have a very special van tour. This is my cousin Eric. He is going to show us around his beautiful build. It's absolutely amazing. You guys are going to love it. And it's really cool to have somebody else in the family doing the van life.
Sweet. Hey, how's it going? I'm Eric. This is my van. Yeah.
Can you tell us the make and model?
It's a 2018 Sprinter 4x4 170, and it's white.
Like most Sprinter
very
vans.
White. Yeah. It started its life as a cargo van, and now it is way cooler than that.
Start in the trunk and then head on in.
All right, cool. So the garage, I need to be able to carry bikes, all my kite stuff, surfing stuff occasionally, you know, extra water, tools and stuff like that. Have a recovery kit back there, have some max tracks and stuff like that. When I had the thing built, I didn't know exactly what I wanted. I think I might do some drawer slides or something or else, but right now it's just a big hole that I throw my stuff into. And it works. I had these plates made with the bike mount, so that's really easy. I wanted to set the bed up so that I could sit up in bed. That was really important to me, so I literally can sit up and like just touches the top, which is perfect, but that drove the height of the garage. If it was less important to sit up, then you could leave your bikes built and stuff like that, but there's a shower, hot water shower back here.
Do you find it annoying to have to put like your tire on every time and like?
Yeah, you know, it's not ideal. I have a tool at the handy that I can just grab. I'm pretty good now. I just flip the bike upside down and take the wheel off. So I would like to just be able to put my bike in without taking my wheel off ultimately, but it didn't make sense because the headroom is more important. I complain to people every once in a while, oh, hey, can I take my wheel off? And they're like, yeah, but you get to sit up in your bed. I'm like, you're right, that's true, that's true. The bed is removable. There's 3 sections. You pull these little pins out and then you can pull the whole bed out. And I can do 2 bikes and I can do 2 people's kite gear in here, and it's like, you know, I have a little stove for outside cooking and stuff like that. So it's cramped when it's full, but you know, it's a very small garage. It's the size of a, you know, full bed. So
small in the sense of garages, but big in the sense of van garages.
I agree.
That's the way
Yes,
I look at it.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah. These are just soundproofing?
Yeah, they're just like soundproof insulation. I don't have windows, right? It's a cargo van, so it's just a blank. And yeah, these are just padded panels. And same with these ones too. These are just padded panels here. And then Karina actually made these storage things for me. I knew that I'd be doing a lot of winter wetsuit activities, and so I needed to be able to dry them, and so I had them put it's way too big, but it really works, but it's like a
Exhaust fan.
It's an exhaust fan for a boat. It's like a blower fan, and it's super loud, but it really, like, it'll pull your hand onto the vent.
Oh,
but
wow.
That way I didn't want any smell going into the living space.
And then it helps like dehumidify
exactly.
the space.
Cool. Yeah, let's head in and look at the living space.
Yeah.
So the first thing is Van Compass rock sliders, which is rad. So those are my steps. And then basically this is the whole thing. The main driver of this van was this sweet couch. I wanted it to be super comfy, and I wanted it to just be relaxing and as if you're in your house. You know, full-size bed, always there. You don't have to mess with it, which is nice. I mean, the couch is rad.
I want to see how it feels.
Yeah, it's super nice.
Oh yeah, that's comfy too. I mean,
it's good, right?
Yeah, and you could like really chill in here.
You can nap in here.
Yeah,
like
sure.
Even though the bed's here, it is fun to just take a nap right here. Because why not?
If you want to have dinner at night,
yep.
Right? You and your lady.
Oh, you guys look so romantic.
Yeah, do you have your wine?
Oh, it's in the back. The main focus was this, and that sort of drove the choices. Like, I don't have a shower inside, because if you do a shower in these vans, it cuts off the access to. I opted for no shower inside. I figured I could deal with that It's fine, it's fine. It's a huge galley. This is like a 55-inch long galley, which is massive. You know, the seats flip around, so you have this like big living room area, which is really, really, really nice. Huge sink too, which is cool. Nothing on this, all the storage is along here. It feels very airy and open, and then when you're, even with, like you said, even with the door closed, it feels big. And you can be, 2 people can be cooking and it's no problem. You're not in each other's way because there's a lot of room, which is really, really nice.
I really like the touch that you guys did with the lightings.
And it's cool because you can, they're all independent. So the ceiling is one switch, and then there's this row is another switch, and then this row under here is another switch. So you can kind of like tone down the lighting as you go through the night. I have sort of a 3-stage dim just by lighting.
Yeah.
Really big galley was kind of important, and it looks badass. Walnut countertop, and it's a butcher block, not end grain, but it's side grain, which is kind of cool. Really big fridge. This is the Isotherm Elegance 130.
Elegance.
So, yeah, so it's a really big fridge. Yeah, right.
Bathroom.
Yeah, there's even a little freezer, and I still actually have ice, and that was been in there for a couple weeks. All of these drawers. This one's a really cool drawer because you have this, the knives, then you reach in here, and then you have all your cutlery.
Ooh.
Which is cool. Bunch of big drawers here, and then I have a big cabinet. Cooktop is in the cabinet, and it's an induction cooktop that I just put up here, and then I can cook. And they're really interesting. They are much bigger power users than I thought, and so I struggle a tiny bit with my batteries. Sometimes if I'm cooking stuff for a really long time, water's fine, small meals are fine. You know, if I'm making like a multi-course meal, I sometimes have to turn the van on just to make sure the batteries stay charged. But I have a little meter here, which is fine.
It's handy that it's right there, so like while you're cooking, you can look up and just double
you can be
check.
Like, uh-oh, I better turn the van on.
Right, yeah.
And I don't have to do that a bunch, but just sometimes if it's like, if I'm parked for a long time and it hasn't been sunny and I've been cooking a bunch, I struggle a little bit with the batteries. They're AGMs, they're not lithium, so you have to kind of monitor that aspect of it. This is all storage, all these cabinets up here, which is cool. These all open up.
Wow.
This one's a bit more mechanical room, but all these are, all these open up, and these are all storage. And then these open, and these are like the, my closet. Exactly. And then there's 3 of these, so there's 3 big closets, which is cool. And you know, the point was that I was gonna live in it, and so I needed a bunch of spots for clothes and stuff like that. These are those 10-pound passive latches. They're a little loud, but they're not too bad, and they've never ever popped open on me. The cool thing is you don't have to think about it. The one thing that I'm not a super big fan of is the pop latches, because I always forget at least one drawer, and then you're driving and a drawer flies open and you have to stop. You know, I was living in apartments and they kept kicking me out of them for whatever reason. And the last place, the landlord's daughter needed a place to live, and so I became second fiddle to her, which is fine. I understand that. I would have done the same. But it's just a bummer. And so I was like, I'm sick of like having to move out of these places, so I'm like, maybe just build a van and live in the van, and then still just I was gonna keep working, all that stuff. I was, you know, drive to work every day. And so I designed this whole thing and worked with Adventure Vans Colorado, and we built this all, and then a couple of weeks before I got it delivered, I ended up moving in with my girlfriend, and so now it's kind of just parked in the driveway. So it's a little bit different build than what I would have done like if I was just using it for the weekend, but it ends up being an awesome weekend rig anyway. It would have been different if I built it for the weekend and then tried to live in it, I think.
Right,
So
yeah.
the way that I did it, I think, was okay.
It worked out better.
Yeah, it worked out all right. And I mean, this is still rad. Since the pandemic, I've been able to work from my van at a bunch of different spots, which has been cool. So the way that it's set up, I think it's pretty good for that as well, which is sort of an unseen circumstance, which ended up being nice. So. I also have this big drawer here that slides open, and it basically takes up this whole seat. And I have recycling, garbage, and then if you slide it way open, I have a spot for a cassette toilet. Took the cassette toilet out, and then I just have towels and storage and stuff like that. And then I have another drawer here. It's just storage. And that one's also passed through into the garage. The heater is right underneath here. You can see the vents. Mm-hmm. It's a dual top Evo 6 diesel heater and water heater. So it has two or 2.5 gallons of hot water, and it also does the heat. So I have a heat vent here, and I actually also have a heat vent in the garage, so I can run the heat back there and you know, keep my wetsuits warm, but try and dry them. My inverter is right back here behind this drawer. It's the Ames Power 2000 watt inverter, and it's there. And then I have a switch up there for it, which is cool. Those two seats swivel.
Let's see it.
Let me show you that. I originally had ones that had a center swivel, and what you'd have to do is open the door to swivel the seat, and that was, you know, when you think about it, that's not a huge deal. But when I had to do it all the time, it ended up being kind of a hassle, and I didn't really like it. So I found these guys out of Colorado, and they have an offset pivot. They're not the only ones that do the offset pivot, but I really like this one because it's really low. It's only, I think it's only 7/8 of an inch tall, so, which is key because my legs are short. Yeah, and it has an offset pivot, so you can swivel the seats without opening the door, which is kind of key because as soon as you open the door, it's like this whole other aspect. Kind of an expensive upgrade, but it's highly worth it, and I should have done it right off the bat, but anyway. I have those on both, and so they both swivel around. There's also a bracket for the emergency brake, and it moves it down, so you can pull the emergency brake up and still swivel the seat.
Oh, cool.
Because otherwise, the emergency brake comes up so high, you can't swivel the seat around.
Sounds
So, yeah.
like an engineer's dream.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So it's Alpine mechanisms. So those are the seat swivels that you want for these vans.
Can you imagine having the swivel seat of
I
your own?
can't imagine having my own swivel seat. That would be lovely.
I actually expected to use the passenger side one a lot more, but then as soon as I got this one and you could swivel this one to sit on the galley, I almost always swivel this one instead first.
Anything else up here we need to know about?
CB radio, which is cool. I'm bird dog.
Bird dog.
Yeah, because I got the radar detector, so
Nice.
so I can handle for the crew.
He's like the Raven, the theory.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your gas mileage on this?
This one's not great. I think I can get about 16 miles per gallon. It's not bad. I know I'm really heavy. I think I'm really close to my GV anyway. I think the empty vans would get a lot better. My last truck was like 19 miles per gallon-ish. So it's a little bit worse than that one, but I also have my whole house here. So,
Yeah.
Cool.
but it wasn't a truck that I could live in. So I had to sort of upsize, downgrade,
Right.
whatever I did. You couldn't pull in downtown, and it was a pop top. And so you wouldn't pop the top, and then
Right.
people would be like, "You're living in that thing?" Or is
Right.
this you
And
just
then you have to walk out of the front,
Right,
walk in
you
the
go in the back,
back. and,
exactly.
like,
So-
This is way more private. You
exactly?
know?
You can just put these up, and then you don't even have to go outside. Which
Right.
is
I think
nice.
that's one thing that Alex and I both wanted in van life was to be able to just walk
turn
into
off
the
the
back.
engine and walk to the back.
Yeah.
Back. Yeah, it was pretty expensive.
Well, it's always going to be more expensive to have somebody else build it for you
Exactly.
than
Yeah.
to build it yourself.
For sure. Definitely contact Adventure Van Colorado. He's still a small company, but he does really, really good work. I'm really stoked on the van. I was able to get financing on the whole van, which was kind of a weird thing. I don't think that's very common.
On like the van plus the build?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Which is pretty wild. And so I have a very high car payment, but it was going to be my house, so it's a very low rent payment for this area.
Right.
So it ends up being, I'm paying less in rent, even though like it's a high car payment, it's a low rent payment.
Right.
So,
And then it's a car and rent together.
it's all together. So it's
Yeah.
like I have like this, and then I have like a cell phone, and that was the only,
Right.
that was my only bill. So bought the van from a dealership in Alabama, and they shipped it to Colorado.
Oh, so you never even saw the
I never
van
even saw
until
that.
it was
Never drove
finished.
it. Nothing.
Wow.
I only saw it when it was done. So yeah, it was kind of
So much faith.
a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But it ended up being fine, and it's really cool, and I'm really stoked on it. So,
Sweet.
but it was a lot of faith. It was like, okay, here's all the money.
I hope this works out.
Oh, this works.
Did you see that?
No, I missed that.
He just like snapped his.
Oh,
Sneaky
snazzy.
thing. So like, where did that come
It's
from?
funny, I just added that today.
Oh, thank you so much for showing us your van.
No problem.
It's a
That was
beautiful build, and we're really happy to be here and to see you for the first time in like a
Yeah,
decade.
forever. Yeah.
Forever. He's a West Coast boy now, and I've been on the East Coast, so that is what it is. But if you want to find Eric, where can we find you?
So EVS Adventure Van on Instagram, and I have a thread on Expedition Portal that Alex will link below.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next van tour. Don't forget, we have videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, so be sure to subscribe.